Okay, Toolchains. I'm Ed Slat. I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes or so showing how to spin up CI/CD tools in Opsera. This is the second video in a series that's walking through setting up a code-to-cloud capability in our platform. In the first video, we registered existing tools intended to support the fulfillment portfolio DevOps automation. But what if you don't have those tools? Or what if you no longer want to be responsible for patching those tools and keeping them available? In this video, we're going to show how Opsera can do that for you. So at Opsera, we meet you where you're at. We typically start by registering your current tools in order to provide value quickly. We showed this in the last video. Then over time and in a rational way, the burden of maintaining these tools can be moved to Opsera. I was on a call recently with a DevOps lead and he couldn't believe he was spending any of his time patching SonarQube. Opsera can do this kind of work for you. So we're in the Toolchain user interface and we're going to create a new toolchain with the tools that we're going to need to support our code to cloud automation. We're going to call this toolchain code to cloud and we'll create the toolchain and then we'll select the tools to include. So this pattern is going to use, it's going to create a container from Node code. So we're going to use Jenkins to do that build. Before we do that, we're actually going to run SonarQube. So we'll select SonarQube and include that in our toolchain. And then we're going to use Argo to actually deploy it out to the Kubernetes cluster. So we'll include those. So now we have SonarQube, Jenkins, and Argo included in this toolchain. And then we can just hit this deploy tool button and it'll go ahead and deploy these three tools for us. So it is going ahead and doing that spin up right now. Now, while it runs these, it's going to email us information about these tools. So the credentials and things like that are going to come to the email that we have registered for the account that we used to spin up this tool chain. If we flip over here, look at our inbox, we can see that now. So these three emails have come from Opsera: SonarQube spin up started, Argo spin up started, and Jenkins spin up started. We can also check the status over in Opsera. We can select the application, code to cloud, and here we see that the three tools that we have spinning up, we can see that Argo has actually finished, SonarQube and Jenkins are still in progress. Okay, and all the tools have come in now, so they're all showing active. If we go over to the tool registry, we're going to see that all the tools that Opsera spun up in the tool chain have also been registered so that we can use them in our pipelines. So just like in the last video, we registered tools you already have by creating these entries manually and pointing them and giving them credentials. In this case, Opsera spun up these tools and then made these entries for you. We can open these up just like they are the same entries as we saw in the previous video. So we can open these up. We can go to the connection tab. We can see the URL and we can test the connection and see that yes, 200, we are connected to Argo. Let's go into Jenkins and we will hit the connection tab, test that connection. We are connected to Jenkins. And finally, SonarQube. Connection tab, test connection, and we are all set up with SonarQube. So while these are getting spun up, Opsera is emailing information about these tools. Let's flip over to the email account that I have where all of these are going to. Let's see, for each one of these tools, we have 3 emails that come out. So they're all coming from Opsera support. You can see SonarQube spin up started at the bottom here, Argo spin up started, Jenkins spin up started. So let's go look at the Argo emails. So here's the spin up. It's just letting you know what's happening. Then if we go to the next Argo, the completed email, it includes some connection information, including the URL and also the user counts. And then finally, we have this confidential email that comes out for each tool. And if we look at that for Argo, we can see that here's your passwords. So we're going to spin these tools up for you. We're going to email out the progress. We're also going to email out your credentials so that you can log into them directly, but we're going to register them in the tool so you don't have to log into them and you can just start to use them from Opsera. Okay, let's stop here. In the next video, we'll use these tools to frame up simple code to cloud automation using our no code pipelines.